Before we came back from commercial break, we were talking a little bit just about Denver comedy in general. And, I didn't know this, but yeah, we seem to have a pretty good reputation, like for having a scene. Could you elaborate on
Yeah,
this? Because I just found out
mean,
about it.
yeah. Welcome to your burden of comedy.
Yeah.
That let me help you
Yeah.
understand it
My first
further.
6 seconds are
Yeah.
complaining.
And you're like, wait,
Work.
tell me about it. How does it work?
Right.
No. Would love to. Denver is absolutely amazing for several reasons. Number one, it just the fact that it's sort of an island geographically. We really have to develop within, whereas in a lot of different markets, whether it's in California or from New York, they can always pull comics, or even the South. There's the cities that are a lot closer together, and so like they can just, if you say you don't want to do a show, like because they're not paying you enough or whatever, they will just they'll just go to a different person, to the next person. So we're able to actually like control how much people make and how much we're paying people, and it's pretty standardized based on your skill level and the kind of show you're doing. So you can actually make money. I like make a good portion of my money actually doing stand up, whereas you can't do that in LA and New York at all. You make zero money doing stand up in LA and New York. And then and it was just designed that way even through Comedy Works, right? So if they had their features or their openers cancel, you can't, call somebody and have them come in over from a city close by. So you need to they really saw the value in cultivating the scene locally. So it's been a long tradition of New Talent Night at Comedy Works, which is a program that ran on Tuesday nights for the last 30 plus years of just starting brand new comics, and they work up through this whole system. And by the time you are a pro at Comedy Works, you can crush any room in the country. I mean, that's what it's very intense. It's very hard. It's and the standards are very high. But once you're there, like you should be able to, go round for round with almost anybody. Maybe not like the greats, but any contemporary, you should be able to, show up just fine without feeling like a weak link or anything like that. So you are a good comic, and it is stressful. You cry, you get feedback, and you feel like you suck, and then other times you feel like you're great and you're untouchable, and they just make you better. And we also are a community. Like, again, I don't want anybody coming out of Denver not being good and going to another city and saying, I'm a Denver comedian, and then them shitting the bed. I do not want that. No matter how much I might not like you as a person, I want you to do good, because I want the reputation of a Denver comic to be super high, so that whenever I want to go and tour around the country, if people are like, you're from Denver, okay, like it's nice when that's a like good thing, and it goes far around the country. And even just being on the list at Comedy Works, that's one of the only clubs in the country that I've been to LA and people are wearing their Comedy Works sweatshirts and stuff. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, like they don't do that for LA clubs. Like LA comics are not wearing LA, but like if you get in, I've had out of town, like New York and LA comics call Comedy Works Fort Knox. So like for them to get there and headline there is like really tough. So
yeah, and I like that it's like an institution too that's recognized, and that really helps a city kind of like with that reputation too.
Yes.
And there's like that one that's like further out east and then one further out south. I think that's so cool.
So the downtown one, which hasn't been open since COVID started, the day I get to walk back on that stage, I'll probably cry. But the
You
South
start crying,
Club,
I'll start crying. Very sensitive.
If I think about it hard enough, I could probably conjure tears just imagining, because the downtown club is just magic. It's magical. South Club is still very wonderful, but it's on par with a lot of, really good clubs around the country, a lot of Funny Bones and stuff. And it's just a more conservative audience. So it's still so good, so good. It serves a different demo than the downtown club. But I cannot wait for the downtown club to open again, for sure.
And we're slowly getting there.
Yes.
Slowly.